Avis gripped the ladder as her husband climbed, a thick swath of black bunting draped over his shoulder. "Be careful, please, Russ." He looked down at her from under that dashing swoop of dark hair and grinned. "Careful as I always am," which did very little to reassure her. Across from them, her brother Anthony climbed another rung, staring critically at the windows of the library's east wall. "Are you sure the curtain's going to be wide enough?" Avis nodded to her notebook splayed on the floor, the numbers arranged in neat columns like soldiers at attention. "Of course. I measured it." 3 times, I bet," Russell chimed in, giving her a teasing wink. 4, she admitted. "See? I told you." Russell bunched a corner of the blackout cloth in his fist. "All right, old man. Catch." "Don't even think," Avis began, but it was too late. Russell wound up like a pitcher on the mound and tossed the edge of the fabric, causing Anthony to wobble dangerously as he reached to snatch the hem. If she dared to take one of her hands off the ladder, she'd be rubbing away a headache. "You're going to fall and break your neck." Anthony slid the eyelet holes along the curtain rod he'd rigged up, and Russell did the same on his end. "If you'd held my ladder instead of your husband's, you wouldn't have to worry about me." "I'm fairly certain ladders were covered under my vow to have and to hold." She smiled in satisfaction when both of them laughed, Russell's deep and rumbling, Anthony's breaking off in a snort at the end. 2 of her favorite sounds in the world, as different as the men they belonged to. Her husband, stocky and confident, more comfortable on a fishing dock than he was at his job at the bank. Her brother, gangly and warm-hearted, with a quip on hand for any occasion. At least there was no one else about to hear their nonsense. This close to closing, the library's patrons had gone home to eat dinner and tune in to radio broadcasts about MacArthur and his boys trying to take back the Pacific. Her hand trembled slightly as Russell climbed down. "Focus on what you can control." For now, that meant measurements, regulations, and crisp right angles that matched the edges of the window frame, just as she'd planned. "A perfect fit,"